speaking of Aaron Rodgers, me and you are really high on Aaron Rodgers. And it's hard to say many quarterbacks are better than that guy. Not just in the league right now, but all time. I've always said that, after last year, I felt that Aaron Rodgers was arguably a top 5 quarterback of all time. And I stand by that. I really do think that he is a top 5 quarterback of all time. He's going to win his 3rd MVP this year. That'll put him as the 5th guy in history to win 3 MVPs. He's won a Super Bowl. And Aaron Rodgers' legacy to me is a guy that's exceeded expectations because he came in, that people thought that, he could never surpass Brett Favre, not even come close. And he's better than Brett Favre. And Brett Favre's great. He's a top 10 quarterback, but Brett Favre threw way too many picks. I think that Aaron has had less support than Favre had, and Rodgers has done more with less, in my opinion, And the bad teams this guy has carried throughout his career, bad defenses, wide receivers and running backs. I mean,
you had Ty Montgomery with wide receiver pants playing running back.
I know, it was bad, man. And we're talking about a guy in Aaron Rodgers that in a bad season throws for about 4,000 yards, about 25 to 26 touchdowns, and like 4 interceptions. That's a bad year for him because last year people said, Aaron Rodgers is washed. Well, he played pretty good. I didn't understand it. So what do you think Aaron Rodgers' legacy is? Do you think he's a top 5 quarterback of all time? I think right now I say in no particular order, Brady, Manning, Peyton Manning. Brady, Peyton, Elway, and Montana. Then Rodgers. That's my 5.
I got Rodgers 4 right now. And I got him above Elway. And I think Rodgers, when it's all said and done, if he finishes strong, still has a chance to go down as the greatest ever.
If he can win 2 more rings, I think he
enters the discussion. Rodgers, to me, is the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. I've been watching football now for about 25 years. He's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. Not saying he's the greatest. You still got to give that to Brady. The knock on Rodgers is the fact that he's lost games he should win in the playoffs. He lost to my Giants. He lost to the Seahawks. Was it the Seahawks? He lost to the 49ers in a game he should have won. So that's the knock on him. But, you look at the numbers and what he's done in the playoffs. His defense doesn't help him. They've given up over 25 points in like every start the guy's had in the playoffs. He's got 40 touchdowns.
To put that in context, in 8 career losses in the playoffs, 36 points per game that defense is allowed. 36 points per game. Even if he plays great, then it's going to be hard for them to win.
Yeah. The guy in 18 starts in the playoffs where he's considered a choker has 40 touchdowns and 12 picks in however many starts I just said. I don't know. He's got 40 touchdowns and 12 picks in 18 starts. Peyton Manning, to put that in context, in 27 starts, so you're talking 50% more, 9 more starts, had the same amount of touchdowns, 40, and 27 picks. So, Aaron, I think the whole mantra that he's a choker, I don't think it's fair. Tom Brady, who I'm not comparing him to in the playoffs, he's got 6 Super Bowls in 43 starts, has 75 touchdowns, 35 picks. You double Rodgers' stats, he's got more touchdowns in less amount of starts. Aaron Rodgers has been money throughout his entire career. Last 3 years, the guy has thrown, what's the numbers now? It's he had 50 and 50, and I think it was 6 coming in over his last 2 years in terms of picks. This year, he threw 46 and 5. So you're talking almost 100 touchdowns and 11 picks, I think it is, over his last 3 years combined, 2 of which people said he was washed. The guy's a machine. He's the greatest pre-snap quarterback I've ever seen. He gets more free plays off than anybody I've ever seen play the position. He can make throws that Tom Brady could only have wet dreams of. He's an incredible, incredible talent at the quarterback position. I don't think he gets enough credit. I think some of it has to do with his attitude. I think people are not attracted to his attitude. He's not the most likable guy. Brett Favre maybe a little bit more likable. Obviously, a guy like Brady probably more likable. But I'm a huge Rodgers guy. He's the greatest quarterback in terms of talent I've ever seen play the position. And I hope he wins a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, and I mean, Rodgers, he's got an outside shot. I don't think it's going to happen because he's got 89 career interceptions right now. He's at like 420 career touchdown passes right now. But there's an outside shot. He could reach 500 touchdown passes before throwing 100 interceptions. I mean, we talk about Brett Favre. Brett Favre threw a lot of touchdowns, but he threw a ton of picks. Rodgers, you get the touchdowns without the picks. And he's really smart at the line of scrimmage, doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. And one thing I will say is, I wish at times Rodgers maybe went a little extra mile in the playoffs, but more times than not, he's put that team in positions to win. And in the playoffs, if your quarterback puts you in a position to win, that's where coaching and defense and your run game needs to take over. And Green Bay, over the past couple of years, over the past 8 to 9 years, they've had horrible run defenses, not great defenses overall, not a great run game, and they've just been bullied by physical football teams that can run the football, keep Aaron off the field, play tight man coverage with those wide receivers, and ultimately he just hasn't had the support. He's never had the defenses that Tom Brady's had, never has had, all the great teams that Montana had, and I just hope Aaron Rodgers gets another Super Bowl. I think he has a chance to get it this year, and if he doesn't get one this year, then that could be the last opportunity he has to get one in Green Bay because he's finally got a solid running game. He's got a pretty opportunistic defense. Star wide receiver in Devontae Adams. And I like Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur is a pretty good head coach.
Very good.
And now he's got home field advantage. So we'll see. I think that Aaron, if he doesn't finish his career with at least one more Super Bowl, I deem his career as a disappointment just because you see guys like Eli's got 2, Ben Roethlisberger's got 2, and I'm not saying they're better than Aaron because they're not. But you think that a guy like Rodgers would have 2 more rings. I think that if he gets another Super Bowl ring, his legacy will be remembered the way it should be because you look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes. People are already saying, oh, Patrick Mahomes, greatest thing since sliced bread. And Mahomes, he's great. He's probably the best in the sport right now. But I've seen damn.
I think Rodgers is.
So you right now today, you think that Rodgers is the best quarterback in football?
I take Rodgers over anybody right now, today. I look at Pat Mahomes' supporting cast. Andy Reid to me is the most brilliant offensive mind in football. Tyreek Hill's the most explosive receiver. And Travis Kelce's the greatest tight end in this sport. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is very good. I think he's got a better supporting cast than Rodgers. Rodgers had a better year. I would take Rodgers over Pat Mahomes. That doesn't mean he's going to get it done when it matters most. Speaking about insane statistics for Aaron Rodgers, right now his touchdown to interception ratio is 4.5 to 1. The next closest in the history of football is 3.3 to 1. That's Russell Wilson. That's ridiculous. That's insane to me. So I hope he gets his credit when it's all said and done. But unfortunately, I think he's going to need another ring to get it. And we'll see. I hope he gets it this year. It would be fun to watch. I'm a Giant fan, but I'm going to be pulling for him. I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for Josh Allen. I'm a huge fan of Josh Allen. I said before the year started, Josh Allen was going to be this year's Lamar Jackson. Sometimes I'm wrong. The lines I was way off. Josh Allen, I was spot on. So I'm a big fan of Josh Allen. I want to see him continue to progress this playoff. And I want Aaron Rodgers to go out there and win a Super Bowl. And I'd love to see him beat Tom Brady. And I'd love to see him knock off Pat Mahomes in the biggest game in the sport. Because I think that would catapult his legacy.
Yeah, I think that if he gets 2 rings, he's in the category with Montana and Brady. I think that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peyton Manning. Gotta go bye-bye.
Well, you look at what he did. I mean, you look at his. If we want to just talk statistics and what he was able to accomplish, you can make an argument that Aaron Rodgers in 2011 and 2020 had the 2 greatest single-season statistical years in the history of the sport. You're talking about a 122 QB rating in 11.
2 highest QB ratings of all time.
Of all time. In 2 different schemes. Let's not forget that. He was in McCarthy, now LaFleur. You're not talking about a guy that was in the same scheme throughout. He's got all new weapons, a completely new team. It's what I always said about Peyton Manning that was very impressive. The guy did it with Denver, and he did it with Indianapolis. 2 unbelievable statistical years. It's the same thing for Rodgers. I think that just goes to show you how talented this man is.
Speaking of Tom Brady won a Super Bowl 13-3. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers goes out there and scores 13 points in his playoff game, his team gets blown out. No doubt about it. They get blown out. And you look at what Aaron Rodgers has really done this year, I've always kind of given Aaron the benefit of the doubt because Green Bay, they're a small market. It's kind of an odd fit. Aaron's this big rock star. He's the star quarterback. And Green Bay is the small market that doesn't attract free agents. So he can't go to an owner and say, hey, I need a star left tackle. I need a Khalil Mack. I need a star wide receiver because, they don't have an owner. They don't. The franchise is owned by the fans. So Aaron's always had to kind of make B to C guys look like A guys. And Aaron's definitely a guy that's top 5 all time to me. I still right now would say Mahomes is the best in the sport just because, he's won the Super Bowl. He had a great run last year. I think that.
I think most people would probably agree with you on that.
Yeah, I think that Rodgers, at worst is the top 3 quarterback. Right now, I'd say top 5 quarterbacks in no order would probably be Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson, Watson, and give me Lamar.
Josh Allen for me. I'm going Josh Allen.
I was going to say, give me Lamar or Josh Allen. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's great. And yeah, we'll see if he can win a second Super Bowl. I do believe that he will do it, though, because I actually made a topic last year that said I think Aaron Rodgers will win a second Super Bowl before his career is over. I don't know if it'll be with Green Bay, but if it's not with Green Bay, I could see him maybe going to a different franchise like maybe the Patriots and winning a second Super Bowl. We'll see. But, we'll see. Like I said, Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.